Welcome back. We are at City Hall. I am joined by Bridget Mearns, and we are going to talk a little bit about what went down in City Council meeting this week. Okay, so we got some good stuff, we got some bad stuff, right, Bridget? Okay, what do you want to talk about first?
Good stuff.
Good stuff? Okay, let's talk about good stuff. So that
Let's
would be
talk about bad stuff.
Okay, we're going to talk about bad stuff. The bad stuff, I'm assuming, has to be about the Henderson pool.
Definitely.
That is sad news.
That is a huge disappointment for everybody, including council. It was a very difficult decision. But what happened was it went out to tender, and the bid that was received was significantly over what was budgeted. Right. So we had the option to accept that tender and go way over budget and try to find the funding somewhere, which just isn't a viable option. Or we go back and take a look at the project and rescope and retender, and that's what we've chose to do. Find some efficiencies, look at the scope of the project itself. That's a fiscally responsible thing to do, and that's what we'll be doing. Unfortunately, that means that it will be delayed in opening. Right. It was expected to open late summer 2015, and now it will open 2016. I know that this community is so anxious, as am I, to get this back in and be able to use it for this summer. But unfortunately, that's the situation we're faced with.
Disappointing, I'm sure, to the people of Lethbridge, as everyone was missing their Henderson pool this summer as it was.
It's our city favorite, absolutely. We're all disappointed.
With it going back to the drawing board, basically, does it mean that the whole thing is going to look different? I mean, I know we were looking at putting the climbing wall in and the slides and whatnot. Is that being scrapped completely?
No, not at all, because we do still have a CIP plan, and we have what we wanted to have in the design. It may be scaled back a bit, but I absolutely anticipate what we will build is exactly what the community is expecting of us to do. The estimated budget in the CIP is $6.4 million.
Okay. Are you able to say what they bid?
Well, I think just for to maintain the integrity of the retendering process and the rescoping, I think it's probably best just to say that it was significantly over. But basically, we have to take a look at, we're comfortable that the bid we received is probably fair, so we'll have to take a look at what the actual scope looks like, and I'm confident we'll get this figured out and we'll be able to move forward and produce a great Henderson-like pool.
Okay. So, Bridget, now we're going to talk about the great stuff happening here in Lethbridge. Okay, and that being council ratified an agreement with Alberta Health Services for ambulance.
We did, and this is actually a long time coming. The Ambulance Transition Committee has been in place for a number of years, and there's been some discussion, and mainly it's maintaining our integrated system, which was very important to me. I sat on that committee, as did Tom Wickersham, in the last council, and we really wanted to make sure that that system was maintained. And kudos to our administration and to Alberta Health Services coming together. So the contract puts another 4 ambulances into the system, as well as 16 paramedics, firefighters. Again, that's the integrated system. But what's really exciting about this is that now we have ambulances out there that will be operating during our peak demand. So we'll be able to have and reduce, if not eliminate, which is hard to do, the code reds that we have in our city. And those are when ambulances aren't available and we send fire units. There was over 500 already this year of code reds. So this is where we've sent fire units in place where ambulances weren't available. So by having these extra ambulances in the system for those peak times, and we know when they are, so we can schedule them in, those code reds will be vastly reduced.
That's fantastic. That's really good news. Really good news for the city and for the people of Lethbridge, and also for the fire department as well. Thank you so much, Bridget, for giving us all that exciting news and some of the not so good news, but you take the good with the bad. All right, and we will have more coming up on Go Southern Alberta.